Hey Pavlos, Happy New Year. How are you doing?
Hi Kyriakos, I'm fine. Happy New Year to you as well. What's up, dude?
I got this task to evaluate and tune the banking application that we deployed last year. I have so much data, but on the other side, only 2 weeks and limited budget to come up with suggestions.
I know. Time and budget are always a problem when tuning a speech-enabled application. To identify hotspots within huge data of logs, either application or recognition logs, is always a pain in the neck. On the one hand, you need detailed and accurate reporting, and on the other hand, you need to manually transcribe everything, correlate the transcriptions to the results of the application and recognizer, and finally draw your conclusions. Only then you can start implementing the improvements.
Right, but not so much time for that, I'm afraid.
No worries. Have you tried our new enhanced analytics tool?
I have heard Maria and Valia talking about that. They were really excited.
Sure, because it makes our job much easier and the results are more accurate, which is exactly what we want, right? Tuning an application is a continuous task that needs to be executed frequently for us to ensure that we meet the promised KPIs and to reassure that we keep the end user happy. User experience must always be our highest priority and surely is our showcase for new projects.
Correct. You made me really curious now.
Come on, let me show you. As you know, our analytics tool, which is always deployed with our application, provides 3 types of reports that gives us the insight of what is happening.
It works also offline. You can load the logs, get the analysis.
Sure, but let's concentrate now on the online mode, which includes also our live monitoring. So, first of all, we have the business reports, which are the most commonly used by project owners to get a glance of how the application is performing. But they are also useful for us, the vui designers, speech scientists, and application developers. We also have the summary reports going into detail within the different application parts. I mean the different services or the recognition parts, which is actually the most important module in our applications. Of course, you can also have a call-by-call analysis, which means that you can go into specific calls and follow the caller's journey and where it failed, in case it failed. And as I mentioned before, we have the live monitoring, supervising real-time what is going on.
Yeah, sure. But how about the enhanced reports you mentioned before?
You're really worried about your tuning. Okay, let's see. Although more or less happy with our developed tuning methodology, we enhanced our results with the results of our research partners in the SpeDial project. We added age and gender recognition that can be a strong indicator for business logic and prompting difficulties. We added hotspot detection, which points out flow and recognition issues. And last but not least, we added audio and text-based emotion analysis, which shows the caller's real experience. Of course, based on the system reaction, but also independent of it. But before showing you our enhanced tool, let me show you the architecture, how everything is communicating with each other. During the project, we specified a common XML format, which is called SPDXML, to exchange the information with each other, and we agreed to communicate via web services. The flow is straightforward. Our data provision service translates our systems logging into SPDXML and makes also the necessary audio data for the research modules available. Then our integration service submits the data and waits for the response of each of the research modules, which for hotspot detection and emotion analysis is a score. The process is repeated for all modules. The now enhanced response, of course again in SPDXML format, is parsed and imported back into our reporting database, ready to be used visualization module. If we combine results of the research modules with our own results, we perform the necessary queries in our database. But enough theory, let's have a look. We will use the application I am tuning. I will log into the analytics tools and let's try out first the live monitoring, which is now enhanced with emotion analysis. This is how it works. The info from the live monitoring is of course available also after the call. You can search for the call you are interested in, Go into the call info and press the live call button. The green bubbles stand for what the system is saying, and the blue ones of what the caller is saying. The text shown here is the automatic transcription returned by the recognizer. Beneath you can see the semantics. And if you press the small bug here, you can see the multiple semantic interpretations returned by the system. Now to the enhanced part. Next to the caller's utterance, you can see an emoticon. Green stands for a satisfied caller, orange for a neutral caller, and red for an unhappy caller. The information comes from the emotion analysis module. We are also planning this year to combine the results of the emotion analysis module with the confidence returned by the recognizer, but this needs testing to see not only if the combined information is accurate, but also if the response time is adequate for a live monitoring tool. Of course, the threshold for the happy, unhappy, and neutral are fully adjustable. Oh, great! You put on your headset. Let's try it out. Ready? Go.
Ήρθατε στην Τράπεζα Πειραιώς. Για την ασφάλεια των συναλλαγών σας, οι κλήσεις καταγράφονται. To continue in English, please press 9. Παρακαλώ πείτε μου, πώς μπορώ να σας βοηθήσω?
Ναι, καλημέρα. Θα ήθελα να με βοηθήσετε να διευθετήσω κάτι οφειλές που έχω προς το δημόσιο.
Συγγνώμη, δεν σας κατάλαβα. Μπορείτε για παράδειγμα να πείτε φράσεις όπως «Θέλω να ενεργοποιήσω την κάρτα μου». Τώρα πείτε μου, πώς μπορώ να σας βοηθήσω?
Χρωστάω στην εφορία.
Πρόκειται για συναλλαγή μέσω web banking, phone banking ή κάτι άλλο?
Μέσω διαδικτύου.
Θα σας συνδέσω με έναν αντιπρόσωπο για να σας βοηθήσει με το web banking. Παρακαλώ περιμένετε.
Oh my God, really impressive.
I know. Let me now give you a small introduction about the reports. Let's start with our standard call volume report. This is a typical report for speech applications. As you can understand, very important for business reports is a comparison of before and after. Here we can see that the call volume for the current period of the time has increased, which is a good sign of our performance. A great indicator for your analysis is when you combine the results of the call volume report with our satisfaction rate report. Here you can see 3 meters. This is actually our KPI report. 1 meter stands for the current performance. The middle one shows us our KPI target, and the right one, the previous performance. The percentage shown here is calculated based on the call containment rate, the average hotspot, and emotion analysis rates. In our calculation, call containment has a greater weighting compared to the average rates of the research modules. We are doing actually pretty well, but unfortunately still not reached our target KPI. This needs further investigation, of course, but this is our job. A good beginning for the root cause analysis is the report for the most frequent calling reasons. In this one, you have the 5 most frequent ones. This report is enhanced with the emotion analysis results. As in our live call monitoring, green stands for happy callers, orange for neutral, and red for angry ones. It seems that with credit card payment, we may have a problem, and 2 are the most frequent ones. Speech recognition, especially in the routing part as natural language understanding is used, or a dialogue flow problem. Flow problems or wording problems are very often correlated to the age of our target callers. Younger callers are better acquainted with technology and automated systems, while older callers need more examples and a more guided dialogue flow. Here, in our call containment report, we can find out how many callers managed to fulfill the request without being transferred to an agent. And please do not ignore the call-by-call summary report. At a glance, you may have your failing reason, especially now that we have added some extra information: the average hotspot detection score of the call, the average emotion analysis score of the call, and an evaluation score, which is an average of the scores I mentioned before. Once you suspect the reason for failing, you may find all extra logging information stored under call logs. See? There is so much information in these reports that you could use. Follow it, and you can detect easily the hotspots in your application, and you can start then addressing them in a more detailed manner with our other tuning tools. Try it out yourself.
Thank you, Pavlos. You helped me a lot. I will let you know how it went.
Hey, Kyriakos.
Hi, Pavlos.
How did it go? Did you meet your deadline?
Actually, I did. The enhanced reports helped me reduce my root cause analysis time by 1/4, and they were a great indicator of which calls needed to be manually transcribed and analyzed. This saved a lot of time and money. We have already started updating the grammars and the SLM corpus and addressing the flow issues. But you know, I was thinking about the fact that in our applications we are dealing with lots of sensitive data, and the majority of our customers are in the finance domain and have very strict security lines.
Yes, Kyriakos, you're right. Therefore, for example, the emotion analysis module is also available offline and can be integrated with our analytics tools directly, without the need of a web service call. And the other modules can be used with anonymized data. Either way, the sensitive data is already removed from our application logs. And as the data provision service is on our side, we can always control which calls or utterances will be sent for analysis and which not. SpeDial was only the beginning. Now that we have already started using the enhanced data, we can improve further our reporting by adding more relative reports and simplify this way both our analysis time, but also check in a fast and easy way the results of our improvements.
Thank you so much, Pavlos.
Do not thank me. Thank KTH, Athena, TSI, and Inesca ID for the research modules, and also New Echo for Atelier, the doctoring suite.